Hey guys, I'm Pineapple Brain. Today I'm going to start a new series about P5JS, the JavaScript library for creative coding. So we are going to have some codes of JavaScript and make use of the P5JS library to make some of the graphics, or even we will make games with it. So let's start by going to here. We click this editor and we can directly type some script here. You will see here we have 3 files and we will mainly use sketch.javascript to draw our canvas. So you see 2 functions already exist here. The first one is setup, which initially create a canvas of the width 400 pixel and height 400 pixel. The second one is draw, which is draw a background of 220, the color of gray. Maybe you can see it, so it's just like this. But draw means it will brush every frame. So we have the canvas and its background is 220 the color. So we can type the color value here, and P5JS accepts several type only, which is RGB or RGBA, or grayscale, just one value, so it is ranging from white to black. So we have gray, white to black. And let's say if we want to have a red color, 255, 0 and 0. We would have a red background here. Besides the background, we need to draw something on the canvas. So we need to know some of the shapes we can draw. So the first shape I like to introduce is rectangle. So I will type something first. Rectangle needs 4 parameters. The first one is the x coordinate. The second is y coordinate. The third one is width, and the fourth one is height. So let's see what it produces. It produces a rectangle from the 0 point. So P5JS, actually the 0 point is top left. So if we type 0, 0, it just render from here, and with the width 100 and the height 100, so it draw like this. So this point is 100, 100, and this point is 0, 0. So the second shape I like to introduce is circle. So if we want to draw a circle, we just need to insert 3 parameters. So we can have 0, 0 and 100 again, but you will see like this. It just appear here. Because the 0, 0 is the center point of the circle, not anywhere. While the rectangle is, its point is from the top left. So we will have 3 parameters. The first one is x, the second one is y, and the third one is diameter. And the third shape I would like to introduce is ellipse, but let's move the circle to a better position first. We can compare them. So the circle, let's move to the width -2, height -2. You can use width and height to directly see the canvas width and the canvas height. So if we have width divided by 2 and height divided by 2, the circle will be centered. So let's draw an ellipse. Ellipse, let's say we have an ellipse of, so I will draw it at 100, 100. The width is 50, the height is 100. You will have an ellipse here like this. So these 4 values are x, y, which is the center, width, and the height of the ellipse. Also, we will have some triangles. So, if we want to draw triangles, we would need to give some values. We need to give many values, so I will just type what parameter we need first. x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, and y3. So we will need 3 points to set our triangle. So let's type some point to make our triangle out. Let's say we have the first point width, and the y of the first point is 0, and the x2 point we have width minus 10, and 0 we can have 10. The third point is width minus 20, and the last y is 20. Let's see this triangle. So we have made a triangle here, but not so good. So let's see what's the problem here. So we have the first point, second point, and the third point, but they are on the same line. So we can just see a line instead of a triangle. If we change the value, so you will see a triangle here. So besides shapes, sometimes we need to draw lines and points. So it is also easy. Let's draw a line first. Line. So we will have 3 parameters for triangle and 2 parameters for lines. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So I will write this one here in the comment first. So let's say we will have a line. X is width minus 2, and the y point is 0, and the x2 is width minus 2 as well, and the y of it is height. We can have a straight line here cross-overing the whole canvas. So let's go to create a point. We can also create points. So let's give just 2 values to create a point, which is x and y. We can create a point at 300 and 100. So these tiny point is what this sentence create. We've created several shapes and lines and points, but they are only just white in color. It is a bit boring. We need to give them color in order to have a beautiful shapes. So what should we do? Actually, we can, let's say here, if we want to make it do not fill the white color here, we can type no fill. If we have no fill, everything do not draw the fill inside with white color. So how if we want to have some fill? We just need to fill color. So also the fill we need to have RGBA value or white to black at 0 to 255. So let's say we have yellow. Yellow is red and green. So we have to fill it like this. So we have anything filled with yellow. How if we don't want stroke? We don't want these outlines here. We can type no stroke. No stroke. Then everything will not have stroke. But you will see lines and points will disappear. And we can just type stroke here to give them back stroke. So we have stroke, and everything below it will follow this stroke, and everything below no stroke will follow this. So we have stroke and with the color. So we would like to have blue color. So this one is also color value. You will see that the point and the line reappear. Let's say if you want to have different stroke weight, we can initialize the stroke weight first. Stroke weight, which is 1. But if I want to have different values in the bottom, so this no stroke, we remove it. And if we want to have thicker stroke here, let's say 10, we can just type stroke weight here. And we will have stroke weight of 1 in the front and stroke weight of 10 in the bottom. So currently everything are not moving. If we want to make it move, we need some variables. So actually we can just change a static value to a variable and change the value of the variable to let it move. So we create some values first. So like I let a point position, and this is an object. So it has x value and y value. X, so I just type it out first. So our point is 300 and 100, 300 and 100. So we can use this variable with make directly and put it here. Point position dot x, use this one. Point position dot y, use this one. So it actually look like totally the same, right? But if we change the value, like point position dot y, we increase it every times we draw, it will move. It is moving. So you can use the variable in order to make an object, so to make a shape move. So if you want to make it move, mouse is very important for us to have an interactive thing. So let's say we change this to mouse X and mouse Y. Then this circle will follow your mouse. Because the mouse X and mouse Y is also the variable, but it is the variable of the P5JS, and we can use it directly without creating it here. So everything here, we can change it. So let's say we need to have random color. How can we use random? So the JavaScript random is math.random. In P5JS, you can use the P5JS version of random. So let's say the rectangle fill here. So the fill here, if we have random and the minimum value and the maximum value, we add it random from 0 to 255. It is changing per frame. So you can see the color is keep changing, and if we change it all of them to random 0 to 255, it changed every frame and the color is very random. So for this random, if the minimum value is 0, then we can just no need to type the 0. We can remove it and achieve the same result. We can even change the stroke weight to random. So we would have 5 to 10. So you will see the stroke weight is very different. And you may notice something. When this pawn goes down, it out of the canvas and disappear because it is out of the canvas and very bottom. So we may solve it by an if condition. So if the pawn position dot y is greater than the height, what should we do? The pawn position y, we can reset it to 100. So every time it goes out of the canvas, it goes back to the initial position, or you can just make some position that you want. And besides using object, you can just use a normal variable. So we can let the rectangle x, we can just set it to a random value like 0, and we can change the rectangle x. So the rectangle x is, we can also change it here. So every time when this point reached the height, we will increase rectangle x by 10. So let's see what it have. When the pawn reached the bottom, the rectangle move. So we can use the variable and the object's variable to make it change the position and change the color or something else. So that's all of today's video about some of the P5JS features, and we will have more videos about P5JS soon. So stay tuned to my channel. Bye bye.